Welcome back to my channel, Everything Business by Sirisha Varma. In today's video, we are going to talk about creating of a sales funnel specifically for real estate. So if you are in the real estate business, you must have either heard about a sales funnel, or even if you are into any kind of marketing, irrespective of whether it is an offline marketing, whether it is an online marketing, you must have heard about this specific term, which is sales funnel. Now, how does the sales funnel look like for a real estate business? What are the different stages in the sales funnel? What sort of things do you need so that you can push people from one stage of the sales funnel to the next is what we are going to discuss today. So in this video, we are going to talk about specifically the sales funnel. But when we talk about the different aspects that you need to do in each phase of the sales funnel, we would probably go into a UI and show you the specific advertisements that you need to run when it comes to each phase of the sales funnel in the next video. So stay tuned until the end so you can get a complete understanding regarding what a sales funnel is, how it looks like, and specifically how it is defined for real estate business. So why the wait? Let's get into the content. Now, I would like to share my screen and show you the representation of how a sales funnel looks like. What are the different phases of sales funnel and what are the different things that you need to do to push prospects from one phase of the sales funnel to the next so that finally you can make money. So let's get onto the screen now. Okay, so as you can see, I am in a whiteboard right now, and I would like to show what are the different things that you could probably do using a sale, how a sales funnel looks like, and what are the different phases of sales funnel. So a sales funnel looks like an inverted triangle. The specific reason for the sales funnel looking like an inverted triangle you would understand just in a bit. So I am sorry for my drawing. I'm not really great at drawing straight lines, but this is how a sales funnel looks like. A sales funnel is typically an inverted triangle because the number of people at the top of the sales funnel, that is the prospects who might have shown interest in your specific product, or these people whom you might not have even pre-qualified, they fall at the top of the funnel. Now, as these people keep trickling down into the next phases of the funnel, what happens is the more concentrated version of the prospect gets into the bottom level. You must have all used filters in your specific households, right? So what do we do with filter? With filter, what we try to do was, if it is a coffee filter, we try to get the most concentrated version of the coffee. This specifically we use in South India to create this amazing filter coffee, which I really love. So that is one use of filter, wherein you are putting all the coffee material in it and then using hot water, and the small holes that are there in the filter, you're trying to get the most concentrated version. Now, apart from that, what else do you do? Filter is generally used to make sure that the people or the liquid that is coming at the end of the filter is of a higher concentration, is something that you really want to use. And that is what happens with the sales funnel as well. Now, specifically, if we look at this triangle, there are three different phases of a sales funnel. Number one is, of course, you because this is at the top of the funnel, what it actually means is these are very cold prospects. Cold prospects in the sense they have just come across your products or services. Probably they don't know too much about what you sell. They don't even know who you are. They just might have come to you using some advertisement that you have run, or probably just out of curiosity, they have come to you. Now, the second phase of the sales funnel is where we call them as warm prospects. Warm prospects because these have trickled down from the top view of the triangle. That means these people probably know about you. They have come to you because somebody that they know or trust has referred you, and that is why they are the warm leads. And at the bottom of the sales funnel, or at the end of the sales funnel, you have this small triangle wherein we call these leads as the hot leads. Hot leads in the sense these people have already been primed in the warm aspect of your prospecting. They already have built trust and rapport with you. So now, when it comes to the hot leads, they are ready to buy from you. So, as you see, as the triangle grows smaller towards the end, these are a very few people. So, the concentration or the definition is always to get lot of people into your sales funnel, because at the end of the day these people will get filtered out. They will trickle out. Probably they might not be interested in your real estate houses or flats or whatever you are showing at the end of the day, and they might just phase out, or probably they have changed their contact details, so you cannot contact them anymore. So that means you cannot prospect to them anymore. And that is why at the bottom of the funnel you see a very few number of people, and that is why at the top of the funnel you need to make sure that you have the maximum number of audience. And of course, if you specifically look at this phase of the sales funnel, we call this phase as the awareness phase. Awareness phase because people don't know anything about you. You are just trying to tell people more about the product or services. You're trying to create an awareness so that people know that there is a specific brand XYZ. There is Sirisha Murthy who is trying to sell her digital marketing products or services, etc. So at this point of time, it is just about creating a lot of awareness, making sure that people actually know that you are in this business. So whenever they think about real estate, they think about you. And in the warm phase of sales funnel, of course, what this phase is called as you were lead prepping phase. So what that means is you have people already know about you, and that is why they are in the cold phase of the funnel. But then some of those people who have really liked the content that you're creating, really like the way that you're selling, or really like the projects that you are involved in, they trickle down through this funnel and get into the warm aspect of things. That means you are prepping this lead for the further phase. At the awareness phase, you need to make sure, like I said, you need to have a lot of people walking into your website, walking into your store, a lot of people getting to know about what kind of products or services you are offering. When it comes to lead prepping, at this point of time, people already know that so and so XYZ person is into real estate. If you want to buy flats or any kind of villas, then this is the person to go to. Now, the end of the sales funnel is the most interesting because this is where you make the moolah, right? So this is where conversion or actual sale happens in this phase. So that means you have made sure that a lot of people have come onto your website. They have filled their contact details, you have kept in touch with them, and then you have push them into the next phase, which is the lead prepping. And then finally, they trust you enough to buy from you. Now, these are the different phases of the sales funnel. But as a real estate person or somebody who's involved in the real estate business, what are the different activities that you need to do so that you can start pushing people from one stage of the sales funnel to the next stage of the sales funnel? That is what we are going to discuss next. So, here in the cold phase, we have already talked about this specific phase or these specific prospects, saying that these people don't know who you are at this point of time. Probably they have just clicked on the advertisement that you have done. So, how do you get a lot of people at the top of the funnel? That is where you can run FB ads, you can run Google ads, you can also run Instagram ads. And apart from this, you can also create a lot of content on platforms such as YouTube. It could be Facebook, it could be on your own website as well. So doing SEO on your website will also get you a lot of traction in the sense, people who are probably searching for your products or services on the internet, they might have found you using your specific website, and that is where website SEO comes into picture. So using these different tactics, what you could do is you could also attach a small lead form. A lead form is something that you put your details, and the person who is selling the product or services reaches out to you. And that is what these ads are supposed to do. These ads are supposed to create a lead form, but the lead form should not have too many details in it, because people will not input too many details. They don't know you, right? So why the hell will they give you their personal information? So probably some of the fields that you could include the lead in the lead form at this stage, which is the cold phase or the awareness phases, you could just ask them for a very few details, like their name, their email ID, their mobile number. So sometimes people don't want to share their mobile number, but you still need a way to contact them, and that is where email ID comes into picture. Now, for the second phase of the sales funnel, wherein we are talking about the warm prospects or the lead prepping phase, what can you do here? Here again, what you could do is you could bring them over to your own social media platforms or to your own website or to a webinar that you are conducting, so that there is a face to face touch. See, at the end of the day, what we are doing here is we are trying to build trust in the lead prepping or the warm prospect phase. So how do you build trust? You can build trust either by doing a face-to-face kind of meeting, an online Zoom kind of meeting, wherein you say, this is a Zoom meeting which is free for everybody. I just want to talk about probably some interesting topic to the buyer or the seller. So some interesting topics, especially in real estate, could be land estimation or price valuation of that specific place, right? So what you could do is you could say, we are conducting a meeting wherein we'll be talking about the different actual land prices or actual land prices. Or if you want to sell your house or villa, how do you do that without going into negative, or without paying too much to a broker and making a lot of profit in the process? So this will bring a lot of interested parties, specifically because you're targeting only buyer here, buyers who are looking to sell their properties, but they don't have this kind of information. But as a real estate agent, you can provide a lot of value with them for them doing this kind of webinar. So in the lead prepping, what you try to do is you try to do a lot of face-to-face meetings or online meetings, wherein you provide them with the knowledge that you have. So if you share a lot of knowledge that you have, you talk to them, you try to build relationship with them. You can also say, I'm just throwing a party. If you are interested, if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, you could come down. I have these open houses, you could come down and watch those open houses. All of these things can be done. Now again, to make that leads, to increase the number of leads that you are getting in this phase, you could also run different kinds of ads. Again, in the ad section, you have all these platforms. You have Facebook platforms, you have Google ads, you have Instagram ads. You also can use Pinterest account. Now, specifically these kind of ads in this phase, because ads we have also talked about in the awareness phase, that is the topmost phase. But the phase that we are going to talk now is lead prepping. So the advertisements that you should run in the lead prepping phase are something which need to be too much of a detail oriented. So what that means is you need to use a lead form in which you have included other columns apart from name, email ID, probably their mobile number. You also need to ask them questions so that you can pre-qualify them. Questions like, are you planning to buy a house or sell a house? If you are planning to buy a house, what is your budget? What is the location that you're looking at? What is the requirement? How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, with specific locality, etc. If you are planning to sell a house, what is your requirement? What sort of budget ranges are you looking to make out of this particular sale? And why are you selling? Do you need a free valuation? So these kind of valuable offers you can provide to your prospect in the warm or the lead prepping phase. All of these can be advertised using your advertisements. What we are trying to do with this phase is we are trying to pre-qualify the prospect. In the first phase, we are just asking for name, email ID, and probably a phone number, wherein most of the people who must be filling may not have an immediate requirement to buy or sell from you. So in the warm or lead prepping stage, what we are trying to do is we are trying to pre-qualify them. So only the most interested parties fill out that lead form that you have put. And before that, because you have done all of these activities, you have created a lot of content, you have done free webinars, you have provided a lot of knowledge or information to them, they would be really interested to fill out this contact form. Now, the last phase is, of course, your actual sales, and that is what most of us are interested in, wherein we talk about money, right? But in this specific phase, what you need to do is most of the people who come to this phase of the funnel, the real estate agents or the people working in the real estate, specifically, they try to close, and close, but they don't think about the next steps. See, closing is important, which I understand. But apart from that, if you're specifically in the real estate business, you are in a high ticket sale kind of business. And this does not convert until and unless you have very good prospects, you have a very good pipeline, and you have people who believe in you. And that is where the referral system comes into picture. So in this phase, in the hot lead phase, you need to get into their referral system. So you need to not just concentrate on closing, but you also need to ask them other questions like, so we are going to close the deal probably in a few days. Now, what is the next step? So what are you planning to do? With the, for example, let us say you are talking to a seller, then you can ask them, so what are you planning to do with this money? Are you planning to invest it somewhere? Are you again planning to buy a home? If that is the case, which areas are you looking at? That will give you additional referrals, right? So if the buyer is also planning to buy somewhere else, so sorry, if the seller is selling his house, then probably he might be looking at other investment opportunities. So you can tell him, I have this amazing project which is coming up, probably you could invest in that. So that way you are not just closing the lead and ending that relationship, but you are continuing that relationship. Some of the questions that you can probably ask them at this point of time is, I am so happy to have worked with you, but is there somebody else in your circle who might be looking to buy or sell properties? If so, can you please refer my name? Apart from that, you could also ask for customer testimonials, which many people actually forget at this point of time. They're just interested in the immediate money. Of course, immediate money is most important in a business. But apart from that, you need to try to build a relationship. So that is where you can also ask them for customer testimonials. You can ask them, since if you have had a good experience with me, can you please say a few words in front of the camera so that I could use these on my social media platforms or on my website? Now, these are the things that will build an everlasting relationship with your prospect so that the referrals keep coming. If you're just starting out, just use the sales funnel to get as many people into the door with awareness phase, wherein you run different kind of advertisements, you do content creation, you also do website SEO, because organic is the best way to do this, because that is where the credibility is higher. In the warm or lead prepping, of course, you provide a lot of knowledge, a lot of information to those people who have already filled the details in the first phase, that is the awareness phase, using the lead form that you have given. And when you provide a lot of information, you can do a lot of interactions. You can say, I've created this meetup group. Let's meet up. So you do more of a face to face interaction. That is where the trust and the rapport builds in. At the end of the funnel, of course, there is the closing. You talk to people about the projects that you have to offer, and then you give them the best rate that is available, and you close. Once you close, even before you close, you start talking about this referral system. You ask them if they have any further need, if they're probably looking to buy anything else from the sale of this property. Apart from that, do they have anybody else in their connections who might be planning to buy or sell properties? If so, can they refer you? Apart from that, of course, your customer testimonials comes into picture. So these are the different things that you need to do as part of the sales funnel. I hope you found this content interesting, and I hope you have found some value out of this content. If so, please do subscribe to this channel and smash that like button. Apart from that, I have created a lot of amazing videos specifically on real estate marketing in this channel, Everything Business by Sirisha Varma. It is added in the playlist real estate video. So go ahead and check that playlist out as well. If you are a small business owner, I've also created a full-fledged video series regarding how you can market as a small business owner using digital marketing tools. You could also check that out in the small business or the digital marketing playlist that is available in this channel. Apart from that, if you're exporting your products or looking at export markets, specifically now that the rupee has devalued, I am also creating a full-fledged series of how to export videos. It is under the playlist of how to export. You can go ahead and check that out as well. If you found that the content in this channel is interesting and helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe, because 90% of the people who watch do not subscribe, which makes me very, very sad. So please don't do that to me. Go ahead, subscribe, like the video, and of course, share it if you think this will be helpful to somebody else. This is Sirisha Murthy, founder, chief strategist at Branding by Pixels, a business strategy design and digital marketing company coming live to you from India. I also provide digital marketing services. So if you want to reach out to me to take your business online or digital, you can directly write to me at sirisha@brandingbypixels.com. Sirisha@brandingbypixels.com. The email ID would be scrolling right here in this video. So go ahead and send me a note. I would love to read about your requirement. I'll see you again in my next video. Until then, please do take care. Bye-bye.